Hello and welcome to week 12 in biopsychology. Big week. We have two chapters. One of them is chapter 11 on reproductive behaviors, and the other one is on emotional behaviors. Very connected, two areas connected, very large parts of our lives, very important parts of our lives. Now, in the chapter on reproductive behaviors, we approach the concept of the biology of gender, or how biology relates to gender. Now, this is, of course, a meaningful discussion to have in our society, and it's important for us to be fair and try to encompass the different viewpoints that exist. So I'm hoping that our discussion will be able to lead us down some interesting paths of sharing of this type of information. Now remember, the world of biopsychology attempts to explain everything with biology. So this is really the area of study where they're looking at the biological components or genetic components of the preferences and impulses and desires that we have that then get categorized by society as being male, female, trans, LGBT, the other ways in which we categorize those behaviors. Now, the categorization is not genetic. That is socially manifested. We're the ones that take those things and package them together and call them male behaviors, and package others together and call them female behaviors. That is a social construct. However, there is evidence, obviously, that there's genetic components to that. So we're going to be having a discussion about gender and sexuality and the cultural aspects of that, in terms of, for one, limiting those categories from traditional views within our culture, and then the emerging more accurate and more inclusive perceptions of those categories as having, moving beyond binary type categorization. So the discussion is going to be on that. The quiz dives deep right into biology, and that is the effect of hormones in two ways. The presence of hormones affects the organizing quality of our body, meaning how our internals develop in utero, and then there are hormones that are activating in terms of they initiate behaviors in us. Read about those, and the quiz is to have you provide a distinction between those and provide examples. Always, please provide examples. We move to chapter 12, emotions, very, very vital part of our lives, and our discussion takes a look at your stress and your health, and you sharing personal experiences about the relationship between you being in stressful situations or not, being in very restful situations, and how that has impacted your actual health. And then the quiz takes a little bit, we're going to take something from the past and we're going to apply it today. We're going to look at the visual pathway, the dorsal and ventral pathways of our vision. I want you to speculate, going back to the visual and dorsal pathways, I want you to speculate which one of the theories of emotion aligns best with what we know about the biological process of transmitting that information from our eyes and occipital lobe to processing areas around the brain. So it's a critical thinking where you're going to look at the theory that we know, we're going to stand on that and say that's how vision works. Which one of these emotional theories do we have makes the most sense on a biological level? So having you do that as the quiz. And yes, there is a lab. Now this is the last lab for the course. So chapter 12 lab is the last one, but it's a big one, because what I'm having you do is get outside. As I record this on Monday, it is beautiful out. This is why I put it late in the class. I want you to conduct a 2-week study of your own mood and your own emotional state as a result of you spending time outside. So the discipline of this particular experiment is that you are going to take a mood questionnaire that describes the last 2 weeks. You're going to then spend 2 weeks making sure that you get outside every day. I think I put in 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes a day, you're outside. And I don't mean walk into your car. I mean going outside. You're going to schedule this in your schedule. Go outside and just take in the outdoors. Get some sun on you. Take a walk. You can go as extreme as you want. You don't have to limit it to 10 minutes at all. And then you're going to take the test at the end, and you're going to reflect on any differences between your scores now and then. Now, the challenge of doing this at this time is that theoretically, I would say based on the timeline of our semester, during those 2 weeks, that this is going to be due, it's due on May 7th. So you have until that time, but that from now until May 7th is probably going to be a high stress time because you have final papers and final projects and all those kinds of things going on. That will be a push toward more stress. So given that notion, that I believe that my hypothesis in this is that your stress level will go down because you're spending time outside. It may mitigate the extra stress that's going to be happening because of the time of year, the academic calendar. So we'll see. That'll be interesting to see if going outside actually proved to let you maintain your current level of stress or even bring it down. And truth be told, having lower external stresses actually contributes to higher performance on your grades. So this is a very proactive way, anticipating the more stressful time in your academic year to get yourself in the best bodily condition for your performance academically. That's a lot to digest. I understand. Remember, that particular assignment is not due until May 7th. So you can clock out or figure out when you're going to do those 14 days straight of getting outside, and then collect that before and after data about how you're feeling. So just be interesting. That's the last lab. Looking at this would be going on in the rest of the chapters, but there will be no more labs. So enjoy this particular set of assignments here. It is an intense week. I understand that. And I think, as far as I know, it's just like one chapter. I won't even say that. I can't. I don't have it right in front of me. But I think this is the biggest week for the rest of the semester. So give it your all. We're going to finish nice and strong. Have a great week. And if you start this right away, enjoy the outdoors. It's beautiful out there. I'll see you later.